Rocking it out. We're finished strong, Davey. We started strong, we're finishing strong. 790-2040. Herbie is calling from Napa, Joe.
Oh, wow.
Bottom of the hour for movies.
Cool. Wow.
And, of course, that's where the guy got the $317,000 art project to put on Chuck's empty courthouse.
Are we going to put Herb on the hot seat and ask him that?
Are you going to say? Did you broker that deal? Now, Paul talked about, is there any kind of art conspiracy? We're working on it.
We're working on that. Yeah.
That's all I can tell you right now.
There's some names and coincidentals.
Paul, it's a little spooky. That's all we can tell you.
Right.
So follow the money, Paul.
I see dead people.
All right, in this corner, we have Joe Higgins, Entrepreneur Radio Show. In this corner, Miguel Ortega, who fresh off his spicy editorial, a Serrano chili of a editorial where Joe, your favorite line, favorite lines were.
Let me set this up.
Yes, sir. Please.
So what is this about? Grand Canyon College, right? Which was planned to be at the El Rio Golf Course.
What a dumb idea.
Yeah, Chris, how is El Rio doing financially?
Bleeding at the seams, baby.
Okay, it's losing $4 million.
Hold on, it's been open. It just lost $45,000 since sunrise.
Can I just say that whenever you guys do the classic and really great Chris, Joe asks Chris the questions, you're in trouble. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
It's called the Vaudeville Act.
It's the toss.
So the toss.
So there's an opportunity for Grand Canyon University to come in and put a major world-class university right in the middle of our neighborhood of El Rio area, which is in the Barrio
Hollywood and El Rio, right?
And conversation first came out with Councilwoman
They've
Romero.
never made a movie there. I don't know why they call it
Romero wrote a really amazing op-ed originally saying, hey, this is good for my neighborhood. It's going to bring 1,000 high-paying jobs. It's going to help educate our youth. There's going to be construction sales tax and ongoing revenue going forward into the city coffers. Chris, how many opportunities do we have to have big, huge revenue pies fall on our lap, kind of like Rosemont? Tell me how many things are coming at us, knocking on our door saying, here is 1,000 high-paying jobs at $60,000 a year just dropping out of the sky.
In the last 5 years, I'm going to put it. I got to do a range.
All right.
I just want to remember that image of a pie falling from the sky. Okay,
there's it. Right. It's coming down.
The splatters,
Money's
and it's going to crush a small Latino child on Speedway and Silver Bell.
Splattering.
0 to 3.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Chris. Thank you. Now
that's from the Joe Snell report this morning.
So let me go to the op-ed, but let me set it up a little before the op-ed. So we just had an election. 2012, the Obama versus Romney,
right.
Daddy Warbucks versus the evil of business people. It was constant. Made the business people, made those that have succeeded in their life and made money and gone forward, really like a class warfare kind of conversation. So I want to read one little statement from your op-ed, and then I'll let you continue on after I've set you up.
But read it in a Shakespearean nice voice.
Here it is. This is Miguel's op-ed that came in the paper and the Arizona Daily Star. Opponents of the Grand Canyon University put it this way. Picture the sad. Why don't you read it? Because you wrote the dang thing.
No. You guys are hosts. All right. I'm the guest. Go ahead. Read it.
Let me read it.
Oh, God. Yeah, have Chris read it. He's been on a roll this morning.
He wants it in a Shakespearean.
And pave it.
I need a microphone. Thank you. Opponents of Grand Canyon University put it this way. Picture the sad irony of professors and college students driving along Speedway in expensive cars with California plates on their way to their new university campus, while West Side parents drive their kids in opposite direction in schools outside of their own barrios. Picture families sitting in an overcrowded Joaquin Murrieta Park on a Sunday afternoon, while out-of-state students enjoy hundreds of acres of paradise only a few yards away. Okay.
What accent was that, man?
Turn on a sprinkler for these poor kids. It's terrible. So go ahead. Let's clarify that statement for us, right? The 1,000 out-of-state California license plates and the
there was a string of comments in the Facebook post when I posted that story, and our very own Doug Martin commented on that post, and he brought up a really good point that actually what we want is for everyone to have these nice cars and great jobs, and I'm absolutely down for that. And in fact, I think that's exactly what he said.
I think we were all born from humble beginnings, and we're all striving to have.
Hold on, judges. Did he answer the question yet?
Okay, so tell me what's the question? What is the question?
So the question is, when you put something out there like this, isn't that kind of a big incendiary class warfare challenge?
No.
Tell me how that doesn't sound that way.
And here's the thing.
Okay.
And I'm going to take an approach that should appeal to your conservative instincts here, principles, or whatever.
Like shoppers coming into my stores and getting a haircut. Go ahead.
Right. So here's the thing.
Pirate.
This is really a true story and situation.
All right.
my wife and I were planning on enrolling our son, our 3-year-old son, soon to be 4, at Bricta, the preschool at Bricta.
Okay.
So as
is that one that's
Westsiders,
closing or is that open?
they're
still?
closing.
Okay.
And so that pretty much threw a wrench, in the situation. Menlo closed as well.
Right.
Now, the choices that we have, there's waiting lists here. And, I'm not that enamored with what TUSD is doing. I'll tell you right now.
Right.
I just don't think that TUSD is doing a great job. I have choices, and it's not going to be in my own
Half of
neighborhood,
the west side goes to St. Peter and Paul.
Right.
Which where I'm on the board and I have kids there. So let me
Right.
give you a tour. Come on over. I'd love to have a talk with you about
Absolutely.
get the Catholic education and that spiritual piece and the community and all that. Love to talk to you.
Definitely. My Catholic mom, I would love that.
You're going to get
it's
to
a
heaven
wonderful
quicker if you do it too, by the way.
thing. Educated Catholics, So, there has been a string of, in Tucson, we basically, Republicans and Democrats are just destroying education. I mean, both parties are just absolutely destroying education. You got Pima County. You have like 4 board members who should resign who are not resigning. You have pitchforks over at Sunnyside and that superintendent over here.
How's
TUSD is a mess.
Yeah. You ran for that board, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. And then you have the school, the school for the deaf and blind as
Yeah,
well. Then
having
there's
some problems, yeah.
The huge problems.
Right.
So
and we talk about
education
U
is
of
a
A
mess.
being this very expensive issue, and does it put out talent into the workforce? Do
Well,
they stay? Do they leave? What's that issue looking like?
The way I see it is our elected leaders basically have rolled the red carpet out for out-of-state students. And, great. We're getting parents come down. I think it's wonderful for our economy. But just let's think about our local families and students a little bit more. And so, no, I mean, I don't think that, and I think anyone who is successful, that's awesome. That's a wonderful thing. I just think that we should all have opportunities to
and wouldn't
have that
more
success.
education and opportunities at Grand Canyon University help that?
Well, it's
My
like,
aunt
it's like,
is 50. She just graduated
Yeah.
from the
Yeah.
back to school and got her degree through Grand Canyon University.
Sure.
So they are kind of here already. They just want to build a presence. Isn't that a way to enrich yourself and take yourself out of poverty through education?
Absolutely, but it's like me going to your house and flattening your tires and taking your toast and messing up your hair and saying, here's a sandwich. Are you good? No, I'm not good. Well, what's wrong with that? You don't want
So
sandwiches?
there's not an opportunity
Hold
for the
on, hold
locals to
on.
come through. There's
I tried to make that analogy
All right,
really
I'm
fast
trying. I'm
before
working.
Chris, thinking that Chris might be like kind of a
Sledgehammer's coming out of my back pocket here. All right. Why would you even go to this line about these rich bastards from California and the Merced? What does that have to do with anything? And the idea that you think that having this on the west side somehow doesn't expand the opportunity for the families there, I don't get that either.
Well, let me
because I'm
correct
going to
you,
tell you
Chris.
something. All these people that you're talking about are all the ones who keep re-electing
Right.
the Adelitas and the Rahinas like
Right.
zombies, okay? And so here's an opportunity. Maybe Rahina's trying to do something, not that her and I agree on, what, 1% of the thing? Oh, it's sunny out. Hey, good job. We're there. Okay. So the idea that you would go to the race warfare card, which this is race warfare. I mean, this is class warfare card right now on this thing, okay? Class warfare. What? I know you're trying to get you're trying to, I do it all the time. Give them a little poke. I do it on the show. I do it in my column. I get the little think.
So Chris, you said
So why would you go to this card? What does it do? How are you helping the kids of Barrio Hollywood with any of this?
You were insinuating there that we don't want economic development on the west side. The question was never if we want Grand Canyon on the west side. The question was this particular area. And you guys are political experienced
Animals,
guys,
yes, we're
political
animals, right.
Animals. This was just the worst political blunder.
The way it
you'll
was handled,
ever
I
see.
will agree
Let
with you.
me ask something. Let me tell you something. Even if we did a do-over, do you really think that politically that would ever fly? Be honest. Be honest.
Okay.
Now I'm asking you guys.
Here's the thing. Here, of
It
all,
would
ever,
never,
I
You see,
don't
funny-
see why not. I mean, it makes plenty of sense.
No
to me.
matter
No. I'm not saying. What I'm saying politically.
no matter where this goes, someone's
Yeah.
going to be upset, right? Because of Grand Canyon, private sector,
Yeah.
gay thing, marriage, whatever. Wherever this goes, there's going to be someone on opposition. At what point does our leadership of our council, mayor,
Right.
city council, all these people, like Rahina did originally, right, the op-ed, hey, I know there's going to be people said may not like this, but it's actually important for the long-term vision of our community. We continually don't have that long-term vision of the community. We get derailed by 5 people that show up at the dais at the council meeting and say, well, I don't want it in my room.
I would like to see the pro Grand Canyon at El Rio petition, online petition, because we have almost 1,000. The last meeting we had like
Of
50,
course.
60 people, business owners.
We don't like Rosemont. We don't like-
residents.
we don't
and so
like-
on.
we get it.
And so what I'm saying is this.
Hold
Now,
on.
If
This is
Regina had a do-over, and she was doing it. Councilmember Romero was doing it the right way, and again, I think she does some great work, and other things I don't think so. So, she would have brought up the idea. Look, Grand Canyon is looking to invest. As a council member on the west side, I would love to explore wonderful places for that investment. Awesome. Okay, let's have a conversation. Well, great. Let's look at all the vacant land. This fits here. This fits there. Include business owners on the west side. Include neighborhood leaders on the west side. Everybody, and let's have a conversation. Well, you know what? El Mercado sounds awesome to me. North Silverbell, that's great. Look, we have other empty lots over there. Fantastic. And now the elected official will say, you know what? Let's propose this. You know what? And then you deliver. But it was done at the 11th hour.
So you're saying this is all about you love El Rio. El Rio's got to stay there as part of the neighborhood? That's the big thing? Or can we turn it into a Marietta so we have more places to hang out? What is the core of this for the neighborhood?
You can develop, local businesses along that corridor. You can do all kinds of wonderful things. But El Rio, the way it is, the open space, that there's value in that. And it's just...
We got open space everywhere, dude. There's more open space in this region. We just spent $300 million for open space.
Then if that's the case, then Randolph Park is a viable place to build a hotel line. Are you cool with that?
Surely.
Okay, so
golf is not a good business to be in for a city.
But let me ask you something. And so the folks there in the Randolph
aren't going to want
it.
No. You know what I'm hearing?
Of course not.
You know what I'm hearing?
Park. They're
not
parks.
in my neighborhood. Send it up to North Silverbell. That's not the answer, man. That's not right. You've got this beautiful place that you can put a beautiful campus right in the middle of a very depressed area and bring in college professors and students and build your ethnic restaurants and build everything right there and revitalize your neighborhood. No, let's send it up to Randolph. Let's send it up to Silverbell. That is not in my neighborhood.
Okay,
that's what that is.
But here's the thing. They're parks. They are parks.
No, they're actually a golf course.
That's a golf course. I can't walk on it. I can't walk on it.
These are open spaces, urban parks. I mean, you're talking about like building stuff on parks.
I want to finish this off on the politics because I know I got Herbie on the line calling from California. Okay.
Okay.
Politically, okay.
Would never happen.
We have 1,000 people on a petition holding up an entire city of 600,000 people.
Right.
I don't care about the number. I'm just saying, if you get 2,000. Right. We'll go right now. You and I will go get some more signatures. 2,000. Okay? Citywide elections is what I've heard in my world, okay? So I have 2,000. We're going to have imaginary 2,000 people are going to hold up the progress of a 600,000 people of an asset that's bleeding the living hell out of the city. Hold on. And if I shut it down, I can open up all the pools for all the poor little kids in town because that doesn't come up in anything. That's okay for all the pools to be shut down as long as you have a golf course that your aunt can walk on after the golfers get off at night. Okay? And she's Regina freaking Romero. Her husband is... What does he do? Who does he work for? I'm going to do it with you. Who does he work for?
His name is Ruben Reyes, and he works for the congressman.
Ding, ding, ding. Who ran Regina's re-election campaign 2 years ago?
2 years ago. Who was it?
Danny.
Dan Ekstrom.
Right.
So when I have the two godfathers of
who's the chair of the TUSD school board?
Adelita freaking Grijalva, okay? So my thing is, if there's anyone, quote, you say is politically stupid, she should be able to do anything she wants.
Bulletproof.
The people of the West Side with such unbelievable integrity, like you got, they keep voting for Grijalva. Like, you can keep calling for boycotts. You can keep calling boycotts on businesses that employ a lot of people in that area so they don't work. Why are my hours going from 40 to 20 hours? Politically, they can do whatever the hell they want.
Chris, here's the irony. In that area, Barrio Hollywood on the west side, it's a fiercely independent place. Not everybody has worked.
They are so independent.
Oh, I'm telling you.
I'm independent.
Talk to Margaret McKenna.
Well, I know.
Talk to anybody there in that area. They are not lockstep
Miguel,
with any Dems. They really aren't.
That sounds beautiful, and I got a tear in my eye thinking about Margaret McKenna's independence.
Here's a Kleenex.
She's
Chris.
the Ross Perot of the West Side. But I will tell you this. When you look at the actual elections of what goes down in that area for the last 30 years, same crap, different day.
Well,
sorry, my friend.
Not everybody's voting in that way, but at the same time, Grande Avenue was developed because of Margaret's leadership. We were able to garner funding for that area with no particular help from anyone, any established.
I don't live in the city of Tucson. I would vote for you if you ran for that seat. Let's put it that way.
Well, thank you, but
because I would want to do something different than we've been doing for the last 35 years.
And Grande Avenue is a great initiative. I mean, they do great things there, and this is just over to the side would help out so much. It would just bring this vibrance. vitality to the area.
You know, and it's not too late to develop proper areas. But, you know, listen, guys, here's the bottom line. My grandfather, my son's grandfather, late grandfather, his late great grandfather, all Barrio Hollywood residents, all, you know, have used El Rio. That park is precious to them. That area is precious to them. It ain't gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen.
We got it.
You know, it's just not
we
gonna
read
happen.
your op-ed. We know where you all stand.
It's just not gonna politically. It's not gonna happen. Now, if you ask me as a business, smart business folks, what they ought to do, what we ought to do. Find a viable place to develop. We're not saying no to development. We're not even necessarily saying no to Grand Canyon. Give me a lot that's appropriate to develop, then let's do this. So
All right, one more
Picture
question.
the sad irony of professors and college students driving along Speedway in expensive cars with California plates on their way to a new university campus. That's pretty anti. I don't want them here,
Hey,
man.
you know,
I don't know how you spin that.
Oh, you know, I'm a firm believer and supporter of locally owned businesses and local shops. I'll tell you right now, I will have hard questions for anyone coming out of state, corporations coming out of state wanting to invest. I think that in Tucson, I think that they bring jobs, they do good work, but to just basically say, yeah, come on in, no problem. You know, you're going to be just fine. You know, work with this mayor and council, and you know, I know that definitely the taxpayers' interests are going to be respected.
So
what you're saying is that you're willing to come out with some money out of your own pocket to help any of the Pat's Chili Dogs or any of the restaurants, the Bianchi's, help him make his payroll and his rent? Because
I do it all the time.
No, really,
I
just
go
kind
all
of
the time
no,
to
I'm not saying that.
Bianchi's.
I'm just saying you guys are willing to cut some checks to help those people.
'Cause they
You're,
just need to-
you're the ones that are going to. If you really shoot, you're going to shoot this Grand Canyon thing in the rear. You're costing these small business owners that you guys quote treasure.
No, Ward 1
in the rear.
Ward 1 is costing these businesses because if Ward 1 would have found a proper place, we would have had these jobs, we would have had these customers.
She put it right in the spot.
And here's the thing. The benefits that Grand Canyon would are being offered by the city, I would rather have just a portion, just a little bit, you guys. Just give me 10% of that support for our locally owned business for once. And have them get some of that.
Thank you for hanging on this one and doing this with us. We do have to run to break. We got Herb on the line. I really appreciate you taking the hot seat and doing this. You can hold your own. That's what I love about being with Miguel.
Okay. We will see you next.
We disagree,
next
but
Friday.
Okay, but can I? Oh, okay.
What?
I'm saying that there's I got some
We've had the whole
sponsors.
show already.
Don't worry about your sponsors. I'll read it when we come back, okay? You read it. It'll be another 28-minute segment.
You feed these guys and look what happens.
Yeah.
Bring them food and look what happens.
Oh, there's a bundle. We'll wrap up right there, that segment. There.
Chihuahua. Wake up, Tucson.
Intelligent talk about local issues. Somebody's got to do it. Tune in to Wake Up Tucson. Mornings from 6 to 8 on AM 1030. KVOI, The Voice.